Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading here at Mad World Tarot. I'm going to have to shout over the rain again. Unfortunately, we are having a very wet winter, which is lovely for filling the dams here in South Africa, and all good. But it does mean shouting occasionally. I have the uncommon tarot on the tarot table for this reading. We're dealing with an uncommon situation. A commenter, is that the right word? Yes, a commenter, not a commentator, a commenter on the New York Post who goes by the name of Guest Speaker. We're going to look at Guest Speaker because Guest Speaker has been the topic of some speculation in certain social media platforms. People speculating about the identity of this commenter who is very active, very busy, particularly under an article in the New York Post about King Charles breathing a sigh of relief that Harry and Meghan are now going to shut up. They've run out of things to say. They're no longer going to be bashing the royals and writing books and producing dockies and all the rest of it. And great relief and jubilation in the royal household. A guest speaker, very busy in the comments, denouncing this, denying it. No, they didn't say that. That is all just made up by the media. Guest speaker doesn't like being called a narcissist, says that's armchair psychologists. Guest speaker is very insistent that Harry and Meghan will be seen together at the Invictus Games soon. And most interestingly of all, guest speaker doesn't deny being Meghan. So we're going to look at this just for fun, of course, because it's tarot. And I have to remind you, it is tarot for entertainment purposes only. It's all just opinion and speculation. And I read energy here, archetypal energy, because we're dealing with the royal family and they are an archetypal family. And you can learn from archetypes, as Meghan herself has pointed out in 12 podcasts. And disclaimer in the box below, please read it. Please note the copyright in Mad World Tarot. And then we're going to do a Celtic cross with these cards, with the uncommon tarot, and have a look at this very interesting commenter, guest speaker, and find out what's going on. Could she possibly, or he, be Meghan Markle? We're going to ask the cards for that. Why so insistent that the story is false? This story that Harry and Meghan have nothing more to say. And attitude to being labelled a narcissist. What's that about? And just generally, what's going on with guest speaker. Meghan herself has been very quiet since the near catastrophic car chase in New York. Haven't heard a peep from official channels. Even Myra, who many people speculate is her, Myra on Twitter, is her or someone very close to her, has been very quiet. I have read on Myra, for those of you who aren't aware, in the Royals playlist, you will find it. So go and have a look there. I'm of the school of thought that believes that Myra is, or is very close to Madame. That's my opinion, and of course it is all just my opinion here. Hope you can see what's going on, sort of-ish. And it's always fun trying to fit these cards in like a puzzle. And underlying energy, I think, is a very appropriate card. 7 of Wands, which is somebody who's feeling under attack, who's trying to defend themselves. Somebody who thinks that they are right, that they have the high ground, their version of events, their truth is the truth, the one and only truth. And is very keen to express it and to push back against attacks. And if that is not what guest speaker is doing, then I don't know who I am and what I'm doing right now. So very, very, very telling card, 7 of Wands, for our underlying energy in this reading about what is going on with guest speaker. So let's have a look at the situation that guest speaker right now finds him or herself in. And we have got, and I need to look at the numbers to make sure I'm reading it right, the Three of Wands. Yeah, it looked like a 5 when I was reading it upside down. It's a Three of Wands, and it's Three of Wands in reverse. That is, of course, your plans, your expectations not being met. Three of Wands upright, your ideas, your creativity, your enterprises are expanding, growing. You can see, actually, you've sent out all these messages and these ideas out into the world. You've done your manifesting, your vision board, your Joe Dispenza, your whoever, and waiting for it to come back. But in reverse, not happening. It's not happening. It's not manifesting. It's not realizing, and it's worrying if you live really by that only, and you only you believe that you can manifest by thought alone, but you don't actually do anything to back up the thought. How about that? I am an absolute believer in the power of manifestation, but you have to always give universe something to work with, which is more than just sending out PR statements. So, Three of Wands in reverse, that is my opinion, and of course it is all my opinion here at Mad World Tarot. Three of Wands in reverse, it's not happening, and for guest speaker. And what in particular is troublesome and worrying for guest speaker at the moment? And we've got Chariot. The Chariot. It's a bit of a William looking chariot, and he of course is the Cancer, the Cancerian, who is riding high at the moment. Our Chariot, he's got that deal with YouTube. He and Catherine were in Jordan. I'm going to have a look at that in the coming days. They're just forging ahead. And guest speaker is not forging ahead. Well, at least Meghan and Harry are not. They had the near catastrophic car chase. A Chariot is a car, of course, it's travel. But it was soon called out and exposed as being less than catastrophic, and catastrophic only as a PR exercise or stunt. So that, for me, is New York and the car chase. There's two things going on here. I think William is all over the place at the moment, just being superb, and Catherine, of course, as well. The gold dress, oh my. We'll have a look at the gold dress. But they're not getting anywhere. Harry and Meghan just aren't making progress. They aren't making progress, and they, of course, the car thing, the Chariot is very much the car thing. A big problem for the Parkles. So is guest speaker the wife? Are they one and the same, or very close? So close that you might be struggle to tell them apart. And we have, it is the Ace of Cups. It's the Ace of Cups in reverse, and normally an ace in reverse would be a no. That's just sort of basic tarot 101 kind of a rule. But Ace of Cups is about emotions. It's about expressing a new feeling, trying to connect with someone, giving them all your love. And to me, this Ace of Cups is someone who has felt the love disappearing. People's love disappearing. So whoever this guest speaker is, in my opinion, it is very close. If not, Madame herself is very close too. It's because she's very, very upset. She is over emotional. Cups in reverse are always emotions that go out of control. They get too much, and we know that there's a lot of crying, there's a lot of sobbing on the floor. This is somebody whose emotions have gone out of control. And there was a headline in one of those tabloids in the US about spiraling. It's Meghan spiraling. And this is spiraling. The Ace of Cups is spiraling. This is someone who really doesn't have a grip on themselves at the moment. Are very upset, and they're battling to hide it. They, in fact, are needing to come out and express how upset they are. Why? So we haven't literally got an answer to that, but in my interpretation of the card, I'm pretty sure it is, or very close to. How about this denying that Harry and Meghan actually has said that they're going to stop putting out content bashing the royal family? Why this insistence that this is not true? They never said that. We've got the Two of Swords. And the Two of Swords is about someone being at a decision point, a choice point in their life, a crossroads. And of course, very difficult when you're at a crossroads to know which path to choose when you can't see. And the woman here holding the swords is blindfolded. She doesn't know which way to turn. So Meghan is at a crisis point, or whoever this guest speaker is at a crisis point, a choice point in her life, and she has got to commit to a path. And the only path that she knows right now is the path of bashing the royal family. So she's got to go down a different path, which would be making a movie starring, there was that silly tale of a $30 million movie role for her. Yeah, really. All of that other stuff, is it going to happen? It's wishful thinking, really. So she's at this decision point, and if the Parkles let this go, let this royal bashing go, the content that they know how to do, how to churn out, then what? Then what do they have? Then what does she have? Harry seems to be sidling closer and closer and closer to the royal family. What does she have? And we're talking decisions here. We're talking about difficult decisions. The Two of Swords is very often a split in a couple. And if that split happens, or has happened, or is happening, as many people, myself included, speculate is, then what does she have left? Except to write volume after volume of revelations about her 72 days as a working royal. So enough of that. Let's have a look at what's been in the background, what's been building up in the past, recent past, to this moment where guest speaker has decided to take to her keyboard and start bashing. We've got the Knight of Cups in reverse. Knight of Cups in reverse it's a similar energy to this Ace of Cups. It's an emotional moment that's gone wrong, that thought they were going to connect with this near catastrophic car chase, the Chariot, which is sitting here so dominantly in this reading for me. It's all about this car chase. Thought they were going to connect, or she thought she was going to connect. It was her Princess Di moment, and everyone was going to be weeping and, tearing their clothes apart, and thank God she survived. And instead, hilarity and mockery, and everybody hoping that South Park gets on it and makes a new episode. Of course, hilarious, if you want hilarity, Spitting Image has now got a musical, which is taking to the stage in London anytime now. It's very funny, and so mockery all over the place instead of pity and sympathy and oh, the poor darling, mockery. And so what are we going to see next of guest speaker / Meghan Markle, one or t'other? What are we going to see next? And we have got the World, but the World in reverse. It tells me that she's going to stay out of sight for a while with the World, because the World is very traditionally, it's about endings, it's about successfully accomplishing something, completing a cycle. She hasn't completed this journey that she's on, to convince everybody that she's Diana too, and be the only royals with noticing, outshine William and Catherine, take over the world. She hasn't achieved her goal, and that was very clearly her goal. So she's failed. So we might get hints of failure. I mean, obviously it's a failure. Everybody is talking about what a giant failure it is. So there might be a sense of giving up at some level, or somebody quitting, somebody giving up, and well, I can't do this anymore. I have to put that out there. That's the energy of this card. But this energy of this card is also, for me, the world in these royal readings is about publicity and notice and attention and focus and all eyes on her. I think the silence is going to go on. The silence on the public stage, not the silence in comment sections and wherever else she is busy. Typing away, drinking from mid-morning to night, according to Lady C, and we're going to have a look at that. That was Lady C said she does, allegedly. So, drunk typing. We might get more of that, but it's not going to be acknowledged. It's not going to be public. It's not going to be, this is me, this is Rachel Meghan Markle. It's going to be, this is someone else. Guess the speaker. So attitude to being called a narcissist in all of this, it seems to be a bit of a trigger. And we have got the Five of Cups in reverse. This is something she can't bear. The Five of Cups is grief and woe and sorrow, and very upsetting, very, very upsetting for her. The card is in the reverse. It's incredibly upsetting. I think she spent a lot of time festering over this. Can't believe they were supposed to love me, Knight of Cups, but they mock me and they don't love me, and it's so hurtful. Can't believe how hurtful this is. Five of Cups in reverse, it's super hurtful when the card is in the reverse. For me as a reader, that's how I'm interpreting the card. So it makes her feel wretched. Tears, tears, tears. We got lots of tears here. We got Knight of Cups in reverse. We got the Ace of Cups in reverse. Now we got the Five of Cups in reverse. We got someone who is bitterly unhappy. Really, really out of control unhappy. Dangerously unhappy. Even, I will say that. That's my opinion. What pressure is she under? Guest speaker / Meghan, whoever guest speaker may be. What pressure? Very hard to read these cards. And it's the Empress. It's the mother card, of course, the Empress. That is the all the stories about who's the mother, where's the mother, what's going on with children. The Empress is various things. First of all, intense pressure to produce children, pressure to show them proof of life, proof of concept, whatever, conception even, proof of anything. We've got a birthday coming up tomorrow. I've just read on that. So that's the first thing. And then we've got these ridiculous stories about another pregnancy that are floating around to outdo Catherine, Kate as she likes to call her. So nonsensical. I'm not even going to give them airtime. I did look because a lot of people thought she would dodge the coronation with a pregnancy or miscarriage. I've read on that. If you're curious, go and have a look. There was energy around this, but it was energy as in a narrative. So it might be that she's got herself into a bit of a corner now, a tight spot. If she's going to try and manifest another pregnancy, another child, she could be trying to make this happen somehow. And the methods are what are most intriguing about these pregnancies. So there's that. The Empress card, of course, is something else other than pregnancy, motherhood, all of that. It is about your value, your creativity, how desirable you are, how attractive you are, and it's in the reverse. She's very bothered by the fact that she's not seen as attractive. People talk about the claw, the giant feet, the bunions, the funny toes, the chicken legs, is a box figure, the SpongeBob figure. I'm just quoting what people say. It's all around in social media that these are the sort of criticisms that are thrown her way, and it is body shaming, but it's body shaming because of her insistence that she is absolutely ravishing and doesn't dress according to her body type and doesn't seem to take any good advice from people who might tell her about wearing the right undergarments and the right clothes for her shape, stuff like that. So it comes from there, and I'm not endorsing it. I'm not saying it's clever or it's a good idea or it's anything positive at all, but it hurts. And we've got hurt here. We've got Five of Cups hurt, Ace of Cups hurt, Knight of Cups here in reverse hurt. Very hurt about being viewed as not attractive. It's about people not liking her, not seeing her as creative, questioning her talent, questioning her desirability, all of that. This is a reading about someone who is very hurt. I have to stress that. It's coming through very loudly to me. We're talking about spiraling. This has the potential to spiral. Her hopes and fears, guest speakers, hopes and fears right now. I need a deep breath. Whew. We got another cups. Is it cups? Yeah, it's 9 of cups in reverse. Guest speaker is very worried about her dreams not coming true. She's beginning to think that this could all go south, go South Park. Everybody else has seen that it has already gone south, and this is why it's so mesmerizing. And a lot of people are commenting about why they're still watching this story. And it is because it is so mesmerizing. There is such a refusal to see the truth with these two themselves. Don't seem to see what is going on with them. And we've got a blindfolded person here who's facing a choice point in her life and can't see what everyone else can see. And so this is fascinating, but there is a fear here with the 9 of Cups in reverse that this dream life, this dream world may not manifest. And I've just managed to almost stand on Fluffy's tail. She put herself right where my foot was about to go, but we managed to dodge that one. Fluffy often comes to join these readings when I'm doing them. So yeah, again, I'm very unhappy. So much unhappiness in this reading. It's extraordinary. 9 of Cups is one of those indulgent cards as well. Heavy drinking card, self-medicating. When it's in reverse, I think my personal feeling with that card is that she's doing a lot of self-medicating, self-soothing with probably with alcohol. That's my opinion. Based on what Lady C has suggested might be happening to get her through this tough time. And how's it going to go ultimately for our guest speaker? Is she going to out herself? Is she going to lose control to the extent that I see in the Ace of Cups here in reverse, to the extent that she actually exposes herself or reveals herself at some level, if there or on Twitter or somewhere like that? We got the Strength card in reverse. That is the Meghan Markle card, and it's in reverse. I think she is going to. I think she's going to lose it enough. And I'm actually stricken when I see this. And I'm not a fan of Meghan Markle. I have to say, I don't like the way she's treated her family or the royal family, the way she has dealt with the opportunities and the gifts, the great gifts that life gave her. She could have done so much good. And in my opinion, she has not. But when I see the Strength card in reverse, I get a bit of a panic on. As an intuitive, as an energy reader. Even my throat is blocking up now. Because that is the card of self-mastery, the Strength card. The very powerful card. It's a very important card in tarot. Because it means that you have mastered your sort of animal nature. And I don't mean that in a disparaging way to animals. But it means really you have mastered your shadow. Your dark stuff. You have conquered. And you have emerged toughened and strengthened and resilient. And when the card is in the reverse, it's someone who is not resilient, who has not mastered their baser nature, somebody who is weak, somebody who is chaotic, somebody who could be in a crisis point, somebody who could lash out and do something quite dangerous, whether to themselves or to someone else, because they are in a crisis and they can't control themselves. And we've got all this Cups energy in reverse of somebody who is out of control emotionally, and then we end with the Strength card in reverse. That worries me. That really worries me. And so tough reading today. 2 tough readings actually. I'm fine. I hope you are all fine. What's going on in California isn't fine right now. Just saying. That's my opinion. It's all opinion here at Mad World Tarot. Thank you as ever for watching and supporting this channel. I have to tell you that your support here is really going out and supporting some other people who are in great need at this point. So thank you, and thank you from them as well. And lots of love to all of you, and I will see you again tomorrow.